So I said last year in one of my end of the year videos that we were going to talk more and continue the conversation about manipulation tactics. And I'm going to use this Reddit post to do just that. This is a cautionary tale, and this woman recognizes that she was swindled. Okay, let's just get that out the way. This is a cautionary tale for the rest of people who might not understand all of these tactics. And for the people that recognize what these tactics are, go ahead and comment as I speak. Okay, so she says, I know I was love bombed. How to get past it. I, 24-year-old female, started dating someone 39-year-old male a few weeks ago. Few weeks. And we immediately jumped into a relationship. It was a seamless transition from first date to a relationship. There were red flags. He's not divorced yet and is extremely contentious. There are youngish children involved, past substance abuse issues, cluttered, unclean house, uncontrolled ADD, lack of therapy post separation 9 months ago after a 10-year marriage. I plowed through, ignored all like an idiot. The why is easy for me to understand. I just wanted to be loved. And here was this seemingly perfect, with an asterisk, man to give me that, promising me marriage, saying we were together in a past life, our energies connect, telling me he wants me to move in his house as soon as his divorce is done. I fell for it all. And then out of nowhere, after he overslept because of me, apparently, since I slept over that night, but was at work when this happened, he missed getting his kids from the bus stop and the ex had to pick them up. I'm sure it wasn't pretty. I'm sure he feels crappy about himself. But I got a text that said, "You and I are done." After an hour, he told me, after an hour after he told me he loves me and needs me. Countless unanswered texts from me, and he finally responded that he couldn't do it. He's not ready, and I can hate him. Obviously, I responded, and the next day he said he would call me later. And I told him I didn't want to talk to him and that he's a coward. He then blocked me. That's the end of this whirlwind. I'm lost. I know this isn't me. I know it's him. I didn't do anything wrong. I know I likely dodged a bullet. I know it's stupid to hurt this much because of someone I knew so little. I know that I have to get back into therapy. I know that I'm smarter than this and I shouldn't have fallen for the lies. I don't know how to stop thinking about him, about this. If there was anything I could have done differently, I guess I'm just asking for advice on how to make it hurt less. Sorry for the rambling. Thanks for reading. Edit. Thank you all for your comments, advice, and observations. I understand that I was a part of this and I didn't mean to paint myself as a victim, but it's clear that I am seeing myself that way. I have to accept my part in this and know better for next time. You've offered a lot of help to me when I was clearly in my feelings. Thank you for getting me on the right path. So let's go back through this because, like I said, this is a cautionary tale. Don't date men. Don't date men who are not yet divorced fully, completely cut, and have worked through their issues. And if these people have youngish kids, you should also leave them alone because they probably will be looking to bring in a woman to be a mom figure because their mother has been pulled away, and then he will have to pull himself up and be a parent figure for those children. So keep that in mind. A person that is not keeping their own house clean and is willing to bring you over to their house, once again, is looking for a figure to swoop in and take those responsibilities. Absolutely not. Don't fall for this. Ladies, we have got to stop acting like servants. We are not these people, domestic servants, simply because we were born with a uterus. Moving so fast from a date into a relationship is absolutely nonsensical. Don't do that. That is how love bombers put their hooks in you. That whole the love bombing, they love you so much, the future faking, I can see where things are going, all of that. That's a tactic to hook you quickly. The quicker they hook you, the better for them. And the longer you wait them out, the more you like space out dates and all of that, the better, because the love bomber's tactic is to hook you quickly. The whole promising me marriage when he's not yet fully divorced is future faking. Let's not fall for this. Let's recognize that for what it is. At least she put it on paper. She knew that this was out of pocket, but she still fell for it. She has things that she is working through herself, and you can see that as we listen to this Reddit. And then what really ended the relationship was the fact that he fell down on his responsibility. But since he was looking for her to be the mother figure, she was supposed to know that she needed to have this responsibility for him. This man is 39 years old. If he can't figure out how to parent his own children, he doesn't need to be in a relationship. And he was, like I said in the beginning, looking for a woman to swoop in and be that mother figure for his children. So this happening saved this woman. She's saying she's looking for advice to make it hurt less. Understand that going through emotions happens. We're always going to, there's a pendulum that we swing back and forth, but creating some balance after the fact. Relationships end. You can cry about it and then you move on. She already knows that this relationship was not going to work. She put all of these words down. She knows this. And she knows that there's something within herself to make her fall for somebody that is this unavailable and this not worthy of a relationship. So what she's doing right here and what you guys can learn to do is work through this by typing these things out, talking about it, and then having someone that is on the outside looking in say, that this is not good for you. Look at all of your own points that you have typed out. Now, just for a couple of the comments. It was a few weeks. He didn't give you anything you wanted. It was all false. You fell for it. You chose to ignore the warnings. There was no lost potential because there was no potential. He could offer you nothing. You get over it by learning from it and letting time pass. Look for the signs next time and pivot away faster. You were fine before him. You will be fine again. So this commenter put things with some bullet points. She says, so in the last several weeks, you've gone from meeting, love bombing, insta relationship, talks of marriage in the future, sudden breakup, contentious parting words. That's definitely a whirlwind, and it's a whirlwind that just spit you out in the last few days, I'm guessing. No wonder you're feeling hurt and lost. All of those intense emotions packed into such a short amount of time would throw anyone for an emotional loop. Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't reflect and grow from this experience, but maybe it doesn't hurt so bad in the direct aftermath of this mind F because you haven't found the right lesson to take away from this. Maybe it hurts so bad in the direct aftermath of this mind F because you're in the direct aftermath of this mind F. My advice, accept that no matter your mistakes in missing the red flags, it's perfectly normal for you to feel hurt right now. Give it a few days or even a few weeks to allow your feelings to settle down again and gain a little distance from the situation. Try to get regular sleep and eat healthy food in the meantime. Get outdoors if you can spend time with loved ones if you can. Do some journaling if you find that is a helpful way to process your feelings. Also, block him everywhere if you haven't already. You don't need his chaotic ass popping up again just as the dust settles. In a couple of weeks, check in with yourself and see how you're doing. I have a hunch that a lot of your present confusion will have subsided, and you'll be in a better position to reflect on what lessons you'd like to take away from this experience. I'm going to end it with that because it was concise, it had bullet points, and it could literally serve as a lesson for many of us. But I want you guys to go ahead, jump in the comments, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Another relationship lesson from Reddit. So let's talk about this one. Husband withholds intimacy since I refuse to have a child. I'm 31. My husband is 38. We've been together for 6 years, married for 3. We have not been intimate for the last 2 years. Absolutely no sex. Can't remember the last time we cuddled. Coming into marriage, I never really closed the doors to having a child, but honestly, I'm okay without having one. My husband has always wanted to be a dad. He says he's ready, but I just don't see it. He constantly prioritizes his family, parents, siblings over us. and can't seem to make decisions independent of their judgment. I have already had several conversations with him about the lack of intimacy and dismissiveness, how it's important to me in a relationship, and how our situation makes me feel neglected, yet he doesn't do anything about it still. In those 2 years of zero intimacy, I've remained faithful and hopeful that things will get better. Well, it hasn't. And lately, my eyes have started to wander and I've begun checking out of the marriage. I hate to admit it, but the idea of entertaining advances from other men have crossed my mind. I don't want to do it, but the feeling of temptation is already there. Just yesterday, my husband reiterated that he wouldn't have sex with me unless I'm ready to have a baby. I feel trapped and stifled. I think I need to leave this marriage. Thoughts? There are so many lessons in this paragraph. Number one, relationships can sometimes start one way and end another. If you are incompatible where it comes to having kids, the relationship should probably just end because there's no real compromising. If you want to have kids, you need to find someone that enthusiastically wants to have kids as well. If you do not want kids, you should not be having kids because then you will end up being resentful, especially as the woman, because you will be the main one taking care of them. And you'll even be resentful as a man because if you have kids that you do not really want to have, and then you have to provide for those people, then you will also end up resentful. So, number one, off bat, before all of the rest of this, it should end. But there are other things that are going on in this relationship on why things should end. Number two, I do not think that getting married in your 20s is always the best thing. Um, she got married late 20s, but she's been with him since she was 25. And what she was thinking and feeling at 25 or 28 is completely different now at 31. She is staunch in not wanting kids. And that has changed as she has lived a little bit. And that's the reason why I think that getting married a little bit later in life is good, because then it allows you to see things, experience things as an adult, and it helps you really become animated or assertive in talking about what you want, need, and expect. Number three, if you see that a man is not going to be helpful in how he interacts with you in the relationship early on, then it is probably wise to not have a baby with him or continue a relationship because, like she says, he prioritizes his family over us and can't seem to make decisions independent of their judgment. That will get worse. The whole weaponized incompetence and learned helplessness is a thing, and that only builds up resentment as relationships go longer. And then, the rest of the things that now she's starting to close the door, but she's also thinking about cheating. Obviously, another reason to just go ahead and end it. Just get it over with. Close a relationship, get over it, unpack it all before moving. And then this one down here, where he is basically blackmailing her for intimacy with talking about a baby. She needs to never want to have any kind of intimate relations with him because this is coercive reproduction. He is going to blackmail her to have some kind of intimacy, and a baby is no, that's a booby prize for someone who does not want children. That is a that is a big sacrifice for some intimacy, and I say absolutely not. That right there are so many reasons in this one little paragraph why she should just walk away from this marriage. This is just not compatible. Okay, so some of the comments. This person says that's control and coercion, not discussion and negotiation. Red flags at a minimum. There's so many red flags. There's red flags at a maximum in this. This person says, why would you even want a baby with this man? Leave and find someone who is less controlling. He can find someone else to coerce and control, but he doesn't even have to. There are other people that actually might want children. You just have to find someone that is compatible. This person says, I've sort of read this as he wanted to be a dad coming into the marriage and you didn't really have the desire to have a baby. I tend to think that from this, you have led him down a path a bit and he has the right to be upset. However, the way it's being dealt with isn't really lending itself to a desirable outcome for either of you. Okay, so regardless, that's the reason why relationships should end. He should find someone that he is compatible with who wants to have kids. She should find somebody who wants to remain child free. Maybe they both wanted different things and they communicated it differently, but this relationship, whoever is at blame, whatever, doesn't matter at this point. They both need to move on. This person responded to that person saying, I really disagree with this. She never says she told him she wanted kids, but secretly wasn't sure. We should assume she was honest about her feelings with him. If someone is on the fence and then there is a big relationship issue like no sex for 2 years, it makes sense to not have kids until that is resolved. OP, if you're not okay with being celibate forever, it's time to move on. Don't be guilted into having a baby with someone you won't be happy with. A baby makes it much more difficult to be intimate. So having a baby might mean never having sex again, essentially with this guy. So I'm going to end it there. It's pretty obvious that this is not a compatible relationship. So there's no need to belabor the comment section. So this Reddit is a big WTF moment. So just keep this in mind. I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. Along with illness, you can add Brex reduction as a reason a man will leave. My friend, she gave permission for me to post, is 34, been in a long-term relationship with a 35-year-old man for the last 7 years, living together, engaged. Wedding was set for September this year. Everything has deposits, flowers, venue, honeymoon, fully paid for. He's nice enough. She has always talked him up, but he's very quiet, so I can't say I really know him beyond tagging along from time to time when we go out. He pulls his fair share, and they both are child free by choice. Everything seemed to fit for her. She had triple D's in middle school. By the time she filled out around 26, she wore a 32 double I. Yes, double I size. She has been trying to get a breast reduction since she was 22, but no one would do it because her breasts were still growing. Then work got in the way and not being able to get time off. Then the doctor that agreed to do it when she was 27 retired while she was waiting for insurance to approve it. It took them almost a year to approve it. So she kept looking. She met her fiance at the same year. She let him know up front, and he had no issues. The pandemic put everything on hold. A few months ago, she finally found a doctor that was on her side. Our area is kind of a medical wasteland, and agreed to do it. Got the insurance and time off approved, set the surgery date, which was yesterday. A few weeks ago, her fiance made a joke about leaving her if she got it done. She brushed it off and laughed about it. He dropped her off, kissed her, and said he would return when she was ready. They kept her in recovery for about 6 hours after, with surgery time being about 5 hours, so roughly 11 hours at the surgery center. She called him when she was coherent and he didn't answer. Repeatedly called and texted. Nothing. She called me to pick her up, so I left work and took her home. He had cleared all his things from their home, and it dawned on her that he wasn't joking and he had left her. So I took her home with me. They removed nearly 12 pounds of breast tissue from each side. He texted her this morning, I appreciate everything you've done, and I still have love for you, but I said if you got this done, our relationship would be over, and then blocked her. He only ever made the one joke. She's now recovering in my bed while my husband and I sleep on the couches. He effing left her over boobs. She is a nurse and has severe back, neck, and shoulder pain since middle school. At one point, she ended up with ulcers in her stomach from taking too much ibuprofen. It was severely affecting her quality of life and health, and was considering leaving behind nursing due to it until she finally got approved. I know better now than later, but still I'm so angry for her. She's cycling between sobbing over a broken heart and sobbing when she moves from pain. I don't know what to do or say except hold her while she cries. This is so effed up. I'm so angry for her. Any words of kind wisdom or advice I can share with her? I'm so dumbfounded but not surprised, and telling her she dodged a bullet just would make it worse, I feel. This is a sad one, but At least they're not married. At least she doesn't have to unravel her life after an enmeshment like that. And at least he has cleared out so that she has the space to recover emotionally and physically, because obviously, and mentally, she's going to have to recover on all of these fronts. And he did her a favor because obviously he wasn't the type that was going to spit out what he wanted. He did it in a joking manner. He wasn't really fully communicating, and he didn't care that her health was impacted by these boobs. So it's a good thing that he removed herself, but telling that to somebody that is coming off of a surgery and a major breakup obviously is going to be hard. And I don't really have that in me. But this is for y'all who are in my network, that someone removing themselves from a relationship with you is a plus for you, despite having to get over the mental and emotional anguish that you go through with a breakup. I will go ahead and just let y'all chime in on what you think should happen, what you think she should do. I'm not going to go into all of the comments, because the whole point is she the universe took this person out of her life for a reason. He wasn't concerned about her health and well-being, and he shouldn't have been there in the first place, and the universe extracted him, just like the doctors extracted them boobs. You guys go ahead and weigh in and let me know what you think about this one.